Olá pessoal, aqui é o Richard Santos falando diretamente da cidade do Doral, aqui no sul da Flórida. Antes de mais nada, meu muito obrigado pela audiência de todos vocês. Seja você que já me segue, obrigado pela fidelidade. Seja você que me vê pela primeira vez, muito obrigado pela escolha. Eu sou sabedor que existe aí centenas de opções no YouTube e você está dando o teu precioso tempo para me ver pela primeira vez. Muito obrigado a todos vocês. Hoje é dia 17 de fevereiro de 2024. Pessoal, fica até difícil definir o que os Estados Unidos estão atravessando nesse momento. Não só pela turbulência política que já está superaquecida devido à eleição presidencial em novembro, a liderança do Trump, e ontem foi a multa que ele levou de 350 milhões de dólares. Uma coisa inaceitável da maneira que foi colocada e da maneira que está sendo conduzido pelo Partido Democrata. Se você não viu ainda, eu gravei um vídeo, o link está aqui embaixo, que fala da multa e da procuradora-geral do estado de Nova York, que iniciou tudo isso, Leticia James. O link aqui embaixo. E eu vou mostrar a você hoje a primeira fala do presidente Donald Trump logo após a multa. Veja aí e depois eu voltarei com meus comentários finais.
Thank you very much. It's a very sad day for, in my opinion, the country. A New York State judge just ruled, and he's crooked as you could get. And a lot of people expected something like this, but not for the amount. But this is a very dishonest man. This is a man that's been overturned already on this case 4 times. But a crooked New York State judge just ruled that I have to pay a fine of $355 million for having built a perfect company. Great cash, great buildings, great everything. It affects New York. It's mostly talking about New York, where we have a totally corrupt attorney general. She campaigned on the fact that I will get Trump, I will get Trump. Everybody's seen it, Leticia James. They've all seen it. Well, we'll be appealing, but more important than that, this is Russia, this is China, this is the same game. It all comes out of the DOJ, it all comes out of Biden. It's a witch hunt against his political opponent, the likes of which our country has never seen before. You see it in third world countries, banana republics, but you don't see it here. So I just want to say this. You build a great company. There was no fraud. The banks all got their money, 100%. They love Trump. They testified that Trump is great, great customer, one of our best customers. They testified beautifully. And the judge knows that. He's just a corrupt person. And we knew that from the beginning. We knew it right from the beginning because he wouldn't give it to the commercial division. This judge thought Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million, and it's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times that amount. So we realized that. He ruled against me before he even got the case. He ruled against me. He said I was guilty. He didn't know what I was guilty of before he even got the case. And Leticia James, that's another case altogether. She's a horribly corrupt attorney general, and it's all having to do with election interference. There were no victims because the banks made a lot of money. They made $100 million. And by the way, I paid approximately $300 million in taxes as the migrants come in and they take over New York. I paid over this period of years over $300 million in taxes, and they want me out. Oh, let's see if we can get them out. These are radical left Democrats. They're lunatics, and it's election interfering. So I just want to thank you for being here. We'll appeal. We'll be successful, I think, because, frankly, if we're not successful, New York State is gone. People are moving out of New York State, and because of this, they're going to move out at a much faster rate. They used a statute, it's a consumer fraud statute, that's never been used for a thing like this before. They used it on me because I'm running for president. I'm beating Biden by a lot. We're beating not only the Republicans, we're beating Biden by a lot. The poll came out today, we're up 20 points on Biden. If I weren't running, none of this stuff would have ever happened. None of these lawsuits would have ever happened. Nothing would, I would have had a nice life. But I enjoy this life for a different reason. We're going to make America great again. These are corrupt people. These are people that shouldn't be allowed to do the things they do. And they're using this as weaponization against a political opponent who's up a lot in the polls and always will be, because I'm competing with a man who can't put two sentences together, who doesn't know what he's doing. And we're heading into a third world war because of this guy. We have to win this election. They're doing everything possible to step in our way, but we're not going to stand for it. So thank you very much. We will get back to work. It's a ridiculous award. Listen, a fine of $355 million for doing a perfect job, for having paid back a loan with no defaults, with no problems. The banks were totally, at the trial they testified. We had an expert witness from the Stern School at NYU that made a statement, and I was very honored by his statement. He's one of the most respected people anywhere in the country for doing this kind of thing, expert witness. He said, this is one of the greatest financial statements I have ever witnessed before. And he talked about even the detail. So my numbers actually were extremely conservative. They saw this, so what the judge did is he brought down certain values like Mar-a-Lago, made it ridiculous, but the expert, after having all of this, testified it's one of the best financial statements he's ever seen. And I was honored by that. But I also knew we have a corrupt judge. He's not a respected man. And again, I said before, he's been overturned on this case by the appellate division 4 times already. It's a record. Nobody's ever been overturned on one case 4 times. And I think very importantly, and I think ultimately the most important, we've employed tens of thousands of people in New York, and we paid taxes like few other people have ever paid in New York. And they don't care about that. It's a state that's going bust. It's a state that's going bust because everybody's leaving. And it's all headed up by Biden, who's destroying our country. So this is Russia, this is China, this is what you've been reading about all your lives, and it's happening right here in our country. Thank you very much. We will stop it. We will make America great again. You have my word. Thank you very much.
Você teme a palavra. Pessoal, o que tem assustado os democratas aqui, eu sei que isso aí não é veiculado aí no Brasil, é o que ele faz, o que diz. Ele tem feito o que tem prometido. Isso deixa os democratas desesperados. E o que você está vendo é o Deep State, o Estado profundo, a todo vapor. Full power. Eu não vou esticar muito esse vídeo, mas eu não sei se você reparou, mas dá um grande conforto à nação ver o presidente que está liderando a campanha presidencial, que com certeza será eleito, que o povo quer eleger, que está disparadamente na frente do atual presidente, com uma calma, com uma frieza inimaginável de quem tem um problema de 350 milhões de dólares na mão, dando esperança não só aos Estados Unidos, mas como o mundo. E o mais curioso, eu também não sei quanto é veiculado aí no Brasil, que ao longo da presidência dele e pós-presidência, a grande maioria desses advogados, promotores que se levantaram contra ele, caíram. Interessante isso, né? Mostraram que faziam parte dessa máquina nojenta. Então, para começar a fechar, eu tenho 2 perguntas. Será que não já passou da hora dos investigadores serem investigados? Será que não já passou da hora dos juízes serem julgados? Pensem nisso. Pensem nisso. Pessoal, eu vou ficando por aqui. Eu agradeço mais uma vez a audiência de todos vocês. Não esqueça de se inscrever, curtir e compartilhar esse canal, deixar seu comentário, joinha. Isso é de suma importância para nós. Lamentavelmente, a gente tem que ficar lembrando toda hora, porque é assim que o algoritmo nos ensina, tá bom? E, apesar de tudo isso, se você me acompanha, você já sabe. Se você não me acompanha, vai escutar pela primeira vez, e espero que abençoe a tua vida. Não se turbe o vosso coração. Saiba que o melhor está por vir e virá. Que Deus te esperança. Enche a tua vida, a tua casa de paz e graça. E Deus te abençoe e Deus te guarde. E Deus abençoe essa nação chamada Estados Unidos e abençoe essa nação chamada Brasil. Muito obrigado mais uma vez e até o próximo vídeo.